East Tennessee State 8-10, 5-2 in the league. Marshall 6-11 overall, 4-5 in the Southern Conference. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. For the Marshall Thundering Herd, Sean Moore and Troy Gray at the forward spots. Sean Brailsford will be in the pivot. Doug Sheppy and Tink Brown the guards. Head basketball coach for the Marshall Thundering Herd, Dwight Freeman. Freeman 0-4 here at the Mini Dome against the Buccaneers. Now for East Tennessee State, Trezell Silvers and Darrell Jones will be at the forward spots. Big Tony Patterson, who's really coming on, will be in the pivot. Robert Doggett and Jeff Herman, the guards tonight. For Alan LaForce, the head basketball coach of the East Tennessee State Buccaneers. He's won 7 of 9 meetings with the Thundering Herd.
As you mentioned, Tony Patterson was really a big key back in Huntington, had a double-double in rebounds and points, 12 rebounds, 12 points, a very active 6'9" player for the Bucks.
Patterson has really been coming on. He had a nice game in Huntington against the Herd, and he will jump center against Sean Brailsford. There's a look at our officiating crew. Steve Pyatt, Richard Ridenauer, and James Howe. Good crowd on hand. Saturday night game here in Johnson City, looking for about 7,000 tonight. And we are underway. Robert Doggett runs the attack. Trezell Silvers inside to Patterson. The turnaround is good, and Tony Patterson, one of the big keys, Bruce, to his resurgence offensively. He's just getting a lot more shots.
A lot more confidence, too. And you see the Buccaneers coming out in full pressure. I think they picked up on the VMI game on Thursday night, and you'll see that all night tonight.
Thundering Herd with 29 turnovers against the Keydets the other night in Lexington. And as Troy Gray spins to the basket, we've got a personal foul on Darrell Jones. Non-shooting foul. Doug Sheppy into the lineup, replacing the injured Malik Hightower, will kick it in. Tink Brown, the junior point guard from Beckley, and Sheppy fires a 3. Too strong. Sean Moore, the offensive board. Brown looks for a 3. And the Herd will set up their offense. East Tennessee State in an aggressive man-to-man. Forced shot by Brailsford, no good. And here come the Buccaneers.
Well, Sean got it down low.
Herman to Jones, goes to the bucket, scoring, and foul.
Well, fouls are key tonight also. The Herd doesn't have a deep bench, and it's going to be difficult. So take a look at it. Going baseline, a little reach around. Basket counts, he'll be shooting 1.
Jones too strong. Trezell Silvers had inside position, and the Buccaneers control the offensive rebound. Silvers into the paint. He had a big game the last time he saw the Herd in Huntington. East Tennessee State with the first turnover of the game. Stolen by Silvers. He'll take it home.
Well, there's the turnover coming to effect, and it'll definitely get the crowd up if they keep making dunks like that here tonight.
Silvers leads the Southern Conference in steals. In fact, East Tennessee State as a team averaging nearly 11 steals per game. That's tops in the league. Sean Moore with a 3 on the way. He's got it.
Well, as we mentioned at the beginning of the game, Sean has to produce real big here tonight.
Another 3 on the way. Good for Jeff Herman, the junior from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
I tell you, he can fill it up. He's a big-time scorer.
Herman lets go with another 3. Back iron, no good. Moore's got the rebound. And a foul in the backcourt, whistled on Jeff Herman. Herman missed the 3-point attempt, Bruce, and then doubled the problem by committing the silly foul.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Sean clearly has the ball and just a reach in, a little bit of frustration. He hit one last time down.
Now Now Tink Brown quickly into the front court. Brown on the pull-up pop. Too strong. No good. Herman the rebound. And East Tennessee State wants to run again.
Well, they would definitely want to pick up the pace here tonight. They watched that VMI game on Thursday, and that really hurt Marshall.
Nice feed inside. Silvers goes strong to the bucket, and he draws the foul from Sean Moore. Jones with a nice feed inside. Silvers was able to seal and get it up to the bucket.
As you see down low, gets it. Sean, weak side, tapped him on the arm. He's going to be shooting two. Kind of surprising to see Marshall come out here first and play man-to-man. Talking to Donnie Jones earlier tonight, he mentioned the Herd might want to play a lot of zone tonight to kind of prevent the momentum and fast breaking, but don't see it.
A lot of positives about the game of Trezell Silvers, but free throw shooting is not one of those categories. Just a 55% shooter from the line.
And only averaging 21% from three.
East Tennessee State with an early 7-point lead, 10-3 at the 17:30 mark. Full court pressure defense continues for East Tennessee State against the Herd. And that's really the book on Marshall. You want to press whenever possible against the green and white.
Well, when you only have two guards, it's going to be difficult to maintain 40 minutes, and you got to do it.
Nice give and go. Brailsford with the dish to Sean Moore. He goes to the bucket strong, and he draws the foul.
Showed some good patience, and the thing you like to see there is when you give the ball up, cut to the basket. You see Sean down inside. After you pass, cut to the basket. You'll find an open lane, got fouled. Like to see that.
Sean Moore averaging nearly 17 points a game. No luck on his first of two attempts.
We talked about the emotion earlier this evening, and right now Marshall's not really showing a lot of emotion.
Brailsford inside, keeps the ball alive. Silvers comes out with it, and he's going to be called on the personal foul. Tink Brown whistled for the personal. It looked like Silvers could have been called for walking there.
I think Tink knew he was going to get a dunk, so he had to prevent it, just kind of held him on the side there.
Phil Powell steps into the lineup for East Tennessee State, and Darrell Jones will sit down for the moment. Doggett outside to Herman. Herman guarded closely by Doug Sheppy, and now we are getting a look at Marshall in his own defense.
Yeah, that's what you expect from him tonight.
Sheppy able to knock the ball away from Patterson inside. Herd wants to push it more into the front court. Brown for three. Got it. Tink Brown with a three-pointer for the Thundering Herd. East Tennessee State's lead cut to 4, 10-6.
Well, Tink definitely will have to step it up in points tonight, averaging 8 a game. Really needs to double that to keep it close here.
Sheppy thought about a three. Back outside to Brown. And Brown tossed the pass inside to Sean Brailsford, and the senior from Miami was not looking for it, and he's frustrated about that. Yeah. Instant offense. Corey Johnson, the freshman from Hardin County High School in Savannah, checks into the lineup. Yes, this is the youngster that once scored 74 points in a high school game.
I tell you, Dave, and he averaged over 40 points a game in high school. He can definitely fill it up.
A great pickup for Alan LaForce. He chose East Tennessee State over Arkansas as his college selection. East Tennessee State has a great history of outstanding small guards. Johnson lets it fly, and he's got it.
Well, you know he can shoot it from three. He also holds the state record for 3 points in high school. Over 232 three-pointers. I would say that's shooting the ball just a little bit.
Yeah, no kidding. Robert Doggett will take a seat on the bench. Long pass to Brailsford, tapped away by Patterson. Good hustle by Patterson. Powell called on the travel, and Marshall's going to get it back. But we saw an indication of how Tony Patterson can get up and down the court.
Well, at 6'9", he's real agile. He gives them a lot of size inside, and he can get up and down the floor.
Exactly 16 minutes to go in the first half. East Tennessee State with the early edge on the Herd, 13-6. Reservations call 615-282-2161. East Tennessee State with a 7-point lead, 13-6. Marshall's got the basketball under their own bucket. ETSU can't do much better than that, Bruce. 83% from the field.
Oh, boy. And then the other side, look at Marshall, 33%. You can't do that on the road and win.
Looks in an aggressive 2-3 zone. Gray up top. Moore goes right to the teeth of it and can't get it to go. Tough flush shot. Patterson, who's averaging 6 rebounds a game, clears the boards. Johnson throws it away. Johnson got in there among the trees and had nowhere to go, so East Tennessee State, although they're hitting a high percentage of their shots, with a lot of early turnovers, Bruce.
Yeah, that's definitely going to keep Marshall back in the game. You also noticed that the Buccaneers went with a smaller lineup, and I think that's because of their full court pressure that you'll see once they score on the other end.
Johnson right up on Tink Brown outside. Look at the way East Tennessee State has extended the Marshall offense.
Well, right there you saw Marshall just go to their 1-4 spread, try to use up some of the shot clock, which I think they're going to need to do tonight, to be very patient. Just Tink out front, 1-4, clear it out for him, and gets called for a little nudge.
Corey Johnson, first personal foul, 14 fouls on the Bucks. Moore for a 3, no good. Powell goes up strong for the rebound, and he is fouled.
Yeah, Sean went over the back a little bit too aggressive there, and you see Wes Harden coming off the bench to replace him. Wes is coming off an injury in the West Virginia game. It'll be interesting to see how he reacts. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time Thursday night at VMI.
Bruised sternum for Harden suffered in that game with the Mountaineers. Missed the Marshall win against Furman. Just now getting back into shape.
And Marshall back to the 2-3. I think you'll see that pretty much the rest of the night.
Johnson not shy, pulls the trigger on another 3, a bit too strong. The Herd has the basketball, trailing by 7. Harden with a good pass from Brown, can't get it to go. Rebound, Perkins to Johnson. Perkins out of control, but Doug Sheppy is going to be called on the block.
Well, it's a good play by Doug, trying to take the charge on the pass. Ed Howe didn't see it that way, saw it as a block. Bucks underneath.
Shaheed Perkins from Wilmington, Delaware. Inside, up and good. Tony Patterson involved early, and that could spell bad news for the Herd.
That's just a heads-up play, just a simple lob. West had his back turned to the ball and just caught and laid it right in.
15-6, 14 and a half minutes to go first half.
Buccaneers back to their man-to-man.
Sheppy with a 25-footer gets it to go. Sheppy had 22 points the other night against VMI. Really has regained his shooting stroke.
Yeah, that was a career high for him also, and it'll give him some confidence.
Tony Patterson living in the paint, cans the turnaround.
He's also playing with a lot of confidence.
17-9, East Tennessee State with the lead. Tink Brown on the pull-up pop. And the team's trading baskets now, and it's what you might expect. We've got the 2 worst defensive teams in the Southern Conference going at it tonight.
Well, I don't think the Buccaneers will mind going up and down the floor with Marshall. Keep pushing it at him and hopefully wear him out with Marshall's thin bench.
Silvers to the baseline. Powell, the offensive board, blocked by Harden, and they will whistle the transfer from Ole Miss for the personal.
Just a real aggressive rebound there. Rasheed went up strong to get it. Looked like he got all ball, but he'll be shooting 2, and that's what counts.
Powell off the bench, averaging 4 rebounds a game, a 68% free throw shooter. Patterson will get a well-deserved rest as Justin McClellan, sophomore from Cooksville High School right here in Tennessee, enters the lineup.
Yeah, Justin McClellan, he's at 6'5", surprisingly, he's leading the team in blocks with 18. He's definitely a good leaper.
Alan LaForce really likes McClellan. He really hasn't expanded his game offensively yet, but they think by the time he leaves here, he'll be one of the best players ever to play for East Tennessee State.
Yeah, well, he's a redshirt, so he's got an extra year to develop, and he looks like a real nice player.
Token pressure this time, bothering Tink Brown as he moves into the front court. Sean Moore off the baseline. The pass to Troy Gray, and he lays it up and in. First bucket of the night for Troy Gray, and it's 19-13, Herd to within 6.
A nice roll of the bucket by Troy, and then Sean heads up play.
Look out, Moore with the steal and stuff.
we told you at the beginning of the game, he leads the team in steals. We saw another one there, and he really has to be the leader both offensively and defensively to get some emotion into Marshall.
Hurd trying to turn up the heat defensively. 19-15, under 13 to go first half. Silvers, the 10-footer, he's got it. Sean Moore takes it into the front court, guarded closely by Justin McClellan. Offensive foul on Troy Gray. Silvers is outstanding at that.
Oh, just a great defensive player. Tough call on Troy. He got the good position down low. Nice bounce pass by Sean Moore, just a turn. Seemed like he just fell down and got the call.
Silvers will take a seat. Junior Floyd, the junior from Gastonia, North Carolina, into the lineup. Now, started closely by Gray. Knocked the ball away. East Tennessee State will keep it. But Marshall trying to show a little bit more aggressive action on the defensive end.
Yeah, in the zone, they really do have to be active. It's nice to see their arms in the passing lanes, and really the key is the rebounding. Don't let the Buccaneers get any offensive rebounds.
McClellan to Johnson. Johnson can't get it to go. Harden, good position inside, clears the boards. Hurd can cut it back to 4 with a conversion on the offensive end. Moore takes it right to the bucket, can't score it. Loose ball, still loose. Troy Gray able to knock the ball off Shaheed Perkins, and the Hurd will keep it.
Well, great hustle by Troy there. They just kept fighting. West got a tap, Sean got a tap, and it's good to see Marshall being aggressive on the glass.
Official timeout on the court. 11:57 to go first half. East Tennessee State leads Marshall 21-15. 21-15, East Tennessee leads by 6, and Sean Moore shows some ability as he steps into the passing lane.
Yeah, they were back in their zone, and good hands by Sean, and the slam on the other end.
11:57 to go first half. East Tennessee State has led by as many as 7 points. Marshall's got the basketball, down 6. Long pass out to Sean Moore. Moore and Brown with 5 points to lead the Herd at this point. Tony Patterson leads all scorers with 6 points for the Buccaneers.
And the Bucks back to a 2-3 zone. Marshall will show some patience here.
Gray whips it cross court to Sheppy. 3 on the way, no good. Troy Gray had the offensive board, couldn't control it, and the Herd will keep it underneath. And Troy Gray and Sean Moore slap hands, knowing that each one of those guys could have grabbed that offensive board, probably jammed it in.
Yeah, we had 3 players around the ball. It's good to see on the offensive glass.
Gray, very aggressive zone from East Tennessee State. Moore thought about a 3, takes it inside, uses Harden as a screen, can't get it to go, and Harden's going to be called on the personal. Number 2 on Wes Harden, and early foul trouble has plagued him all season long.
Well, yeah, it's been pretty characteristic of Wes. You see the shot and the miss. Doesn't really have a chance to get it, but just too much body leaning on the back. It's going to be called every time.
Team foul number 8 on the Herd, and that will send Junior Floyd to the free throw line.
Still have 11 minutes left in the half, and the Bucks will be shooting 1-1 from here on out. Definitely not a good sign.
64% free throw shooter, but the miss. Phil Powell with the offensive rebound, and he gets it to go.
Wouldn't be denied that time. Just went up and got it, and strong move to the basket.
Now Sheppy will try to bring the ball across the timeline. Has to give it up to Tink Brown. Man-to-man this time down for East Tennessee State. Bad pass by Brown, picked off by Perkins, who will take it home.
Just nice overplaying of the ball. Got in the passing lane, stepped in, and Tink threw it right to him.
Shaheed Perkins with the bucket. 10-point lead for East Tennessee State, their biggest of the night. Marshall was within 4 moments ago. Now another steal. Powell Powell gets the basketball from the outside. No good that time by Floyd.
We got over the back on Floyd, I believe, and we have 5 players getting ready to come in here. He's clearing the bench.
The starting 5 returns to the lineup for East Tennessee State. 10:26 to go in the first half. East Tennessee State holds a 10-point lead on the Herd, 25-15. Really costing Marshall as East Tennessee State continues to put that full court pressure defense on, and it's really plaguing the Herd guards.
Yeah, Tink has a lot of responsibility. You know he's going to have to play 40 minutes tonight and handle the ball pretty much 90% of the time.
Brown loses his footing and then loses the basketball. Another Marshall turnover. Doggett the other way. That's a 3-point shot for Jeff Herman.
You don't have to tell him to put it up. He's a good scorer. A transfer from Austin Peay. He was there for 2 years and averaged almost 18 points a game with them and sat out last year.
35% shooter from the three-point line. We'll get into the three-point shooting of East Tennessee State in a moment. Sheppy looking inside. Marshall really needs a basket, trailing by 13. And East Tennessee State really putting on the good defense early on, denying every pass. Sean Moore with a nice pump fake, can't get it to go. He's had quite a few tough luck shots here in the first half. Silver's a bit out of control, and the pass is knocked away from Tink Brown. Bruce, earlier this season, East Tennessee State put up 40 three-point shots against Marquette. But the other night, when they defeated league-leading East Tennessee State here at the Mini-Dome, they only shot 7 three-pointers.
Yeah, I think they just know when to shoot them and when not to. It's a pretty heady team, and when they're feeling it, they'll put it up, but they also have the smarts to be patient when they need it.
Offensive foul called on Darrell Jones. Here's another look.
Troy just stepped in on the baseline. Good weak side defense.
Alan LaForce just told his team, get shots closer to the basket. It sounds simple, but it's not always. Curtis Raymond with his first action, as Doug Sheppy will take a seat.
Yeah, an interesting move is really now you just have Tink is really the only true guard out there. Sean Moore, as you see, handling the ball up front, has to really become the 2 guard right now.
Gray spins on Powell and gets it to go. Troy Gray was able to get Powell on his hip, sealed him by turning to the baseline and hit the short jumper. Yeah, 28-17.
Playing with a lot of confidence. He's averaging 14 points a game the last 6 games, and it's good to see him scoring down low.
Herd down 11 with the basketball, under 9 minutes to go, first half. From the Memorial Center in Johnson City, Tennessee, along with Bruce Morse, Dave Weekly with you tonight. Another Herd turnover, and here comes East Tennessee State. Robert Doggett called on the double dribble, and the Herd gets it right back.
Well, I think on the other end, Sean Moore looks like he's a little bit tired. You see him bending over here, and I think that turnover was just the cause of he's just tired. Just threw it away.
Jeff Herman trailing Tink Brown as he crosses the timeline. Herman with 6 points.
They want to get in their motion offense right here.
Gray takes it to the goal, can't get it to go. And Curtis Raymond inside, I believe, on the offensive foul. Raymond, the junior college transfer, came to the Herd, same school as Troy Gray.
Yeah, you see the shot by Gray, weak side rebound. Curtis just came into the game and being aggressive on the glass, but you got to know when to go, and you can't climb over the back.
Yeah, Doggett had good position, and now Robert Doggett will step to the line, transfer from Wake Forest.
Yeah, the Bucks have 6 players that either have been transferred or have been redshirted, and that really gives them an extra year to develop nicely for Coach LaForce's team here.
Doggett, a 62% free throw shooter. Converts its 30-17, a 13-point lead, matches the largest tonight for East Tennessee State.
And here's the pressure again. I know we're going to be saying that a lot tonight, but
and Jeff Herman is whistled for the personal foul. And for East Tennessee State, that will be their 17th foul, and that will put the Thundering Herd into the 1-and-1.
Yeah, Herman's guarding Tink Brown and got caught for a little bit too much grabbing of the jersey that time. They realized that Tink needs to get the ball to break the press and wanted to prevent that time.
East Tennessee State 5-2 in the Southern Conference, currently in third place behind UTC and Appalachian State, 8-10 overall. They will host Furman on Monday night. The Thundering Herd will wrap up their 3-game league road trip in Boone against Appalachian State on Monday night. And you have to say that App State has been one of the big surprises this season in the Southern Conference, really playing well.
Yeah, it's 7-2. They're at the top of the conference, playing really tough.
Tink Brown converts, gets the front end of the 1-and-1. Brown, a 74% free throw shooter. Hits a pair, 30-19. Marshall trails by 11. Here comes East Tennessee State. Lob inside intended for Patterson, picked off by Troy Gray.
Yeah, good step in by Troy. They were back in their matchup zone again.
Tink Brown, Marshall's point guard, has to be aware of where Trezell Silvers is on defense at all times. His hands are very quick. Not quick enough that time. Silvers whistled on the personal.
Yeah, Troy again posting up down low, gets the good step in, turns around, and Trezell trying to get another steal to add to this list. Just got caught for the reach in that time.
Gray, just a 55% free throw shooter. Averaging almost 9 points a game, hits the first of 2.
As we mentioned, he's really stepped it up the last 6 games, and definitely will have to do it again here tonight with the strong post-up moves, and really need him on the glass, rebounding offensive and defensively.
Gray, 1 of 2, tapped back outside by Curtis Raymond. The Herd will get another opportunity. Troy Gray misses. Silvers the rebound, and the long pass ahead to Robert Doggett. Powell hammers home the rebound.
Just went up and got it that time. A great follow-up.
From the outside, Moore cans a 3, and it quiets the crowd. Marshall trails by 9, 32-29. 7 minutes to go first half. Herd in a 2-3 zone. Cross court, Silvers. Soft jumper won't go in. Powell continues to be all over the glass. Silvers with the offensive board. To Powell inside, forces it up. Another shot. Powell with his 4th rebound of that sequence. Doggett hands it.
Well, it just would not be denied that time. The one trouble that you do get into with the zone is rebounding, and you saw it there, 4 or 5 tries for the Bucks and finally converted. Marshall will get Michael Peck into the game at the next opportunity. Marshall just has to have more beef on the boards. Moore with a rainbow of a 3-pointer that goes. I'd say he feels it right now. You can kind of see in his eyes that he's got the touch.
Moore leads all scorers with 11, and it's an offensive foul on Trezell Silvers, and Moore draws it at the other end.
Yeah, good step in by Sean Moore that time. As you see it here, Trezell Silvers taking it baseline. Sean had both feet set. Offensive foul.
Substitutions for East Tennessee State. Corey Johnson, Justin McClellan back into the game. Jeff Herman and Trezell Silvers will take a seat.
Well, they're just going to keep rotating them in and just keep wearing down Marshall.
Good strategy. Very good strategy. Marshall with only 9 players tonight. Check that, 8 players without the availability of Hightower. Inside, Troy Gray got a good look at the basket, couldn't sink it, and Johnson, like a water bug, brings it into the front court. Thrown away, Michael Peck corrals it for the Herd. Here comes Tink Brown. Brown, a little stop-and-go action, and Corey Johnson's whistled on the foul. And that'll be his second. 10th team foul, and East Tennessee State puts Marshall in the double bonus for the remainder of the first half.
Yeah, good decision by Tink Brown this time. Had the break, decided to pull it out, didn't have the numbers. Corey Johnson just got called for the little hold there.
Turnover troubles for the Thundering Herd tonight. If Brown can convert the second of these two free throws, Marshall will trail by only 6.
Yeah, that's a good sign for Marshall. You see Sean Moore coming back into the game. He's not going to sit out long for Troy Gray.
Tink Brown, a little more offensive-minded tonight, coming into play, averaging nearly 9 points a game. Has 9 right now.
Marshall back to a man-to-man. Try to mix it up a little bit against the Bucks.
Patterson, the 15-footer that bounces around the rim and in. And for Tony Patterson, he's got 8 points. It's an 8-point lead.
Well, we had a big collision at half court. Big West went down. I think he was trying to set a screen for Tink, bringing the ball up.
Shaheed Perkins whistled on the personal. And so Marshall trots back to the free throw line. A rare occurrence for the Thundering Herd to get more chances at the charity stripe in a road game than the home team.
Yeah, you don't see that too often, and Marshall really needs to take advantage of that.
Harden too strong on the first try. West a 62% free throw shooter. Missed them both.
Tony Peterson
got a lane violation.
Yeah.
Pardon me, Bruce.
Just stepped in a little bit too early. Wes has a little bit of a hesitation in his shot, and Tony just got caught stepping in.
Harden misses again. 8-point lead for East Tennessee. They've got the ball. Johnson for 3.
Well, we said earlier he'll put it up. I think he knew as soon as he caught it, it was going up, and he can definitely shoot the threes.
He's got 6 points, an 11-point lead. Marshall had cut the lead to 6 just moments ago. Harden looks inside. Michael Peck trying to get position. Moore on the move, takes it to the goal and scores it. Sean Moore's got 13, 39-30, inside of 5 minutes to play first half.
Just a great athletic move. That's where Sean's at his best. Dribbling to the basket.
Cross-court pass. Perkins, the pop. Got it. Tink Brown fires a 3. Justin McClellan skies for the rebound and brings it into the front court. And now we've got an intentional foul on Wes Harden. Got mixed up with Phil Powell.
Yeah, I was watching the action going the other way. West fell down on the other end, and you'll see it here. West goes down, kind of falls over the leg of Shaheed and just grabs him. That's an intentional foul. 2 shots, and they'll get the ball out.
Well, Phil Powell is doing everything right. He's got 7 points and a bushel basket full of offensive rebounds here in the first half. 1 of 2, but the Buccaneers will get the ball leading by a dozen, 42-30.
I believe that's West's 3rd foul. That's going to put Marshall in a difficult situation down low.
With the 3 personal fouls is going to stay on the court. Harden in the middle of the back line in Marshall's 2-3 zone defense. Sean Moore tipped the ball away. Junior Floyd tried to keep it. couldn't stay in bounds. The Herd causes another turnover.
Good aggressive play by Sean, extending the 2-3 defense.
Peck having problems getting the basketball inbound. This has been a wild first half. Lots of action back and forth, lots of turnovers, three-point shots. Peck finally gets it to Harden.
Yeah, that's the way the Buccaneers won it. Fast pace.
Now the 7-footer has to bring it across the line himself. Tank Brown calling for the Herd to get into their motion offense again. Inside to Harden. Backs Patterson against the goal. Off the glass, no good. Scramble for the ball, and Sean Moore is going to be called on the foul over the top of Shaheed Perkins.
Yeah, West posting up strong, couldn't get it to go. Sean tapped it, then just reached over the back. Was wanting to get a jump ball.
Troy Gray comes into the lineup. Michael Peck will take a seat. And so Dwight Freeman has opted to roll the dice, leaving Harden in the game with 3 fouls here in the first half. Curtis Raymond comes into the game, and now Harden will take a seat.
Yeah, I think Dwight's really got to make that move. Save West for the second half. Can't really get his fourth here with just over 3 minutes left in the half.
Perkins misses the first at 2. Both teams in the double bonus. Misses a pair. Powell all over the offensive glass again. Nearly got that one in.
It's a real good leaper. He just goes up and gets it.
We expected an offensive-minded game. East Tennessee State's already got 42 points up on the board. We've got under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Gray for 3. No good. Long rebound, and Powell just controls the glass tonight.
Well, that's just not a good shot. That's not Troy's game, a three-point shot. That need to show some patience, and he'll get it down low eventually.
Sean Moore stepped in the passing lane and was able to deflect the pass off Justin McClellan. Officials timeout, 3:21 to go in the first half. East Tennessee State with a 12-point lead, 42-30 on the Marshall Thundering Herd. Here in Johnson City, 3.5 minutes to go. First half, East Tennessee State has the ball on a 12-point lead. And what a first half it's been, Bruce Morris, for Phil Powell.
Oh, yeah, he's just getting it done on both ends of the floor. Has 8 rebounds to this point. You see one of them right there with the slam.
And 6 of those 8 rebounds have been of the offensive variety.
Yeah, it's just a matter of desire, wanting to go get it. Reminds me of an ex-Marshall player, Rodney. Just had the desire and heart, and it's just a matter of will, going after the ball more than your opponent.
East Tennessee State has been on the Herd in a full-court pressure defense the entire game. Tank Brown gets it into the front court. Sean Moore leads the Herd with 13 points. Tank Brown with 9. Moore's got it up top right now, looking inside. 10 on the shot clock. Moore, baseline, got it to go. Sean Moore's got 15.
Yeah, showed some really good patience there. Got the shot clock down to under 10. Sean took it baseline, and he likes that baseline jump shot.
Johnson for 3. Too strong. Curtis Raymond way up there for the rebound. Thundering Herd trails by 10. They've got the ball, 2.5 minutes to go first half. Moore with a 3. Can't get it to go. Patterson is able to tip the ball to his teammate, Junior Floyd. Shaheed Perkins loses it. Marshall pushing it, 3-on-2. Troy Gray lays it up and in. Nice bounce pass by Tink Brown for the bucket. Marshall trails by 8.
Well, you know Tink can deliver it. If you give him the lane, if you just run the lane with him, he'll deliver the ball to you.
McClellan nearly got it to go. Draws the foul from Curtis Raymond.
Well, one thing about the 2-3 zone, you're going to have open spots, and one of the open spots is going to be baseline. As you see here, they swing it around the horn. Baseline just went up strong. Curtis Raymond got called for the foul.
So McClellan will step to the line. Jeff Herman is back in the game. Corey Johnson will take a seat.
And those two play awful alike. You take Johnson out and put Herman in, and really the same type of players. They like to put up the three and push the ball up the floor, so they really don't lose much there.
We have not seen much of Trezell Silvers here in the second portion of the first half. McClellan with 1 of 2, 43-34, under 2 minutes to go, first half. Troy Gray and Junior Floyd really banging inside. And they get Floyd on the defensive foul, and that'll put Gray back to the line. Those guys came running up the court, banging each other, Bruce. I don't know who started it, but Floyd got caught for the personal.
Well, Troy was also talking to the official, too, to say, hey, look out for the hold. As you see Troy getting up off the ground from the first hold, and then goes across the lane, and they bump. Then you're going to see the second hold, and he'll be shooting 2 here.
No good. This is the first of 2.
So look out here. Sean Moore really looks exhausted. He's played just all but probably 30 seconds of this half and really giving it all he has at this point.
Troy Gray misses a pair. McClellan the rebound for East Tennessee State. 90 seconds to go in the first half.
See Marshall extending the matchup here.
McClellan, the look-away pass inside. Tony Patterson just was not ready for it. Moore thinks about a 3, kicks it inside to Gray. And Junior Floyd is going to be called on the personal. Are they going to score the goal? Yes.
Yeah.
Score the goal for Troy Gray, and he can convert a 3-point play with a free throw. Here's another look.
Good decision by Sean to dump it in down low. Pretty easy goaltending calls right in front of the rim, but Sean Moore showed good decision. Fake the 3, get it down low.
First look tonight at Leslie Brunn, sophomore forward from Elizabethton, Tennessee.
Really brings in a big body for the Buccaneers, and down 7 with a chance to cut it to 6. It's pretty surprising the Herd has handled the Buccaneer press this first half. Gray able to convert. Troy Gray's got 10 points. 43-37. As you see, the extension of the defense where you want to look is in the middle and baseline. That's where the penetration will come. McClellan off the baseline, too short. Fighting and getting the offensive board and putting it back up and in is Junior Floyd. Just went up and got it. Got his own rebound and put it back in. Under a minute to play first half. Marshall down by 8. Raymond inside to Gray. Double team stuffed home by Curtis Raymond. The big offensive rebound and the hammer by Raymond. 30 seconds to go. Marshall trails by 6. Shot clock is on. Now it's turned off. Shot clock has been turned off as we count down inside of 20 seconds to go in the first half. Well, you saw some of Raven's ability. He can certainly get up in the air, and you saw it right there. Obviously, East Tennessee State wants to run the clock down and get the final shot of the first half. Doggett, the dish. Herman lets it fly. Too strong, no good. McClellan chases it down, lets it go at the buzzer. It would have counted, but it's off the mark, and we have come to the end of the first half. After the first 20 minutes of play, East Tennessee State heads back to the locker room in Johnson City, leading the Marshall Thundering Herd by 6, 45-39. Marshall trailed by as many as 13 points in the first half, but will begin the second half down only 6, 45-39. Let's take a look at the halftime stats from the first 20 minutes of action. Field goal shooting, pretty even. East Tennessee State with a slight edge. Thundering Herd getting to the free throw line quite a few times in the first half as well. Not a lot of discrepancy in those stats, but check the rebounds. The Bucks have won the battle of the boards, but ETSU in the first half, 17 turnovers.
Both teams firing up the threes, but East Tennessee State with a big edge in the bench scoring. And how about that? When Marshall is behind at halftime, they've won only 1 of 11 games. And right away, Tink Brown throws the basketball away, and East Tennessee State will get their first offensive chance of the second half.
Yeah, going back to those statistics, out-rebounded by 17 kind of negates the 17 turnovers by the Buccaneers, and that's why they have the 6-point edge, and Marshall comes out right away and commits number 10 turnover for him in the game.
Herman to Patterson, jumper up the baseline, good. Tony Patterson in double figures, and Patterson now 5 for 5 from the field tonight. Marshall trails by 8. Sean Moore led all scorers with 15 points in the first half. Inside, Sean Moore gets the follow on the miss by Brailsford, so Moore now with 17 big points.
Just a great tip right back to him. Good hands by Sean Brailsford on the other end.
Tried to get the pass to Patterson, and Brailsford knocked it away. Hurd down by 6 with the basketball. Troy Gray gets the roll off the baseline, and 4 points is as close as the Thundering Herd has been in a long, long time.
Well, that's where Troy Gray can operate. Down low on the block, turn and square up, and go up strong.
Good ball movement. Jones misses it all. Easy shot off the blocks, couldn't get it to go. Hurd can cut it to 2 or 1 with a 3-point shot. Sheppy. No good. Tony Patterson, the strong rebound for the East Tennessee State Buccaneers, and it looks as if he may have twisted an ankle. Patterson grimacing in pain as he comes down to the other end. Meanwhile, Herman with a 3 gets it to go. And we've also got a foul inside.
I believe it's going to be on Sean Moore. He shoved an elbow right into the back. I believe he got called for the personal. That's Doug Sheppy's shot on the other end. Yeah, came down on the right ankle. Just twisted it over.
So Sean Moore commits his 3rd personal foul, and East Tennessee State has the ball back. Brailsford able to knock it away. Marshall's got a 4-on-1 if they push it. Tink Brown looks inside. Moore wants to operate in the paint if he can. Gray hammers it home.
Strong move by the bucket. To the bucket by Troy Gray. Like I said, he likes to operate on that baseline.
50-45. Gray's got 14. Too strong on the try. Tink Brown, the long rebound, controls it. Moore dishes. Troy Gray puts it back up and in. 50-47. Marshall within 3 at the 17:30 mark of the second half.
Well, you run the floor and you're going to get rewarded. Troy got out in the lane that time. Easy layup.
Trezell Silvers answers with a drive of his own at the other end. Trezell Silvers was able to deflect the pass off Sean Moore, and East Tennessee State gets it back.
We see Phil Powell checking back into the game, and he was really a force on the boards in the first half, and I think Coach LaForce wants to put him back in to kind of pick up the momentum on the glass, which was really taken away by the Herd here lately.
Tink Brown now with 5 turnovers. Silvers can't get it to go, but Phil Powell again. 7 offensive rebounds for Powell, and he's got 9 points.
There it is. I mean, he just goes after it, goes up and gets it, gets the easy tip in.
Troy Gray into this game tonight offensively, lobs it, stolen by Trezell Silvers, and then Tink Brown gets it back. Ahead to Gray, hammer time.
Looks like instant replay of his last dunk.
5-point game, 16.5 to play. Doggett, the pull-up pop.
Well, East Tennessee wants to pick up the momentum, and they don't mind coming down and taking a quick shot, but on the other side, I think Marshall has to be a little bit more patient in their offense because they don't have as deep a bench as the Bucks do.
Troy Gray, a little out of control, got up in the air with nowhere to go. Tried to flip it to Sean Brailsford, and Brailsford not expecting the pass. Another Marshall turnover. Herd with a dozen turnovers now. up top. Doggett thought about a three. Pass nearly thrown away. Herman able to save it. Doggett, three on the way. Missed it all practically. Silvers goes strong to the bucket.
Yeah, I think Marshall doesn't mind Doggett shooting from three.
It looked like a clean block by Brailsford. Let's see.
Not much contact there. Had to call it on the chest down low. A little bit body.
Brailsford now with 2 personal fouls, and Silvers is at the line for 2. East Tennessee State leads by 7. Make it 8. Thundering Herd has been to within 4 here early in the second half. In fact, they were down 4 and had the basketball. But the Buccaneers with a bit of breathing room at this point.
Yeah, that's when you have to really recognize the score and take your time on offense and get a good shot, get a good look at it.
Herman nearly able to get the rebound back up and in. Marshall's got the basketball back. Sheppy. Tough luck shot. Troy Gray, the offensive board, goes right to the hole and draws the foul from Phil Powell.
Troy Gray's come out in the second half and been really aggressive. A couple of slam dunks, and you see here a nice offensive rebound. Doesn't put it on the floor, goes straight back up. Body contact, and he'll be shooting 2.
Dwight Freeman and his coaching staff know this is a very important game for Marshall. Gray hits the first of 2. Starting play tonight, Marshall, the Citadel, and Georgia Southern, all 4 and 5 in the Southern Conference, tied for 5th spot in the league. And while Marshall's dreams of winning the league title in the regular season may be slipping away quickly, they want to finish in the first division. Troy Gray really pouring it on offensively. 9 points already in the second half.
Well, it's good to see that from Troy. He really has stepped up his game. The last 6 games, like I said, he's averaging 14 points, and tonight that's number 20.
Gray's got 20 points, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 15:36 to go in the game. East Tennessee State leads by 6. 57-51. 57-51, East Tennessee State leads by 6, but Troy Gray going wild offensively here in the second half with 10 points in the first 3.5 minutes.
Well, had the pass inside tipped. Tink got it back. Saw Troy on the baseline, and he went up strong with 2 hands. He knows how to finish it.
East Tennessee State with the ball. Doggett takes it right to the hole. No good. Trezell Silvers the rebound, puts it up. He's fouled. He'll go to the line again for 2.
Well, you saw there the jump shot in the middle of the lane, but then you saw 2 white shirts just sitting underneath the rim waiting for the rebound. You see the miss. Trezell, 2 Buccaneers underneath the bucket. Easy rebound. And Sean didn't want him to finish, so he'll be shooting 2.
Marshall spent a lot of the time in the game tonight, Bruce, in a zone. And when you're in a zone, it's tougher to get positioning for rebounding, defensive rebounding, because you don't know where your man is.
Yeah, you have to recognize where they're at, find your man first, and put a body on him. And it looks like they're just following the flight of the ball and turning and looking at the goal. Really, you got to make contact while the ball's in the air, then go get it.
Silvers converts 1 of 2. He's got 9 points. East Tennessee State leads by 7.
Here's where you have to see a lot of patience by Marshall in their offense.
Dangerous pass. Brown tried to get it inside to Sean Brailsford. He was double teamed in there. Michael Peck enters the lineup for the Thundering Herd, and Brailsford will take a seat. Peck's minutes have been limited with the emergence offensively of Troy Gray, who slams it home off the out-of-bounds play. Sheppy feeds it to Gray, who slammed it home with the left hand.
With authority, 1 hand.
Gray now with 22 points, including a dozen here in the second half. Showtime for Trezell Silvers.
But you also got to get it done on the other end. That time, Troy Gray just let Trezell slip baseline and went in and returned the favor.
Sheppy for 3. Got it.
That's when Doug Sheppy can hurt you. When he gathers his feet and gets a good look at the goal, he can really shoot the three-pointer. Those percentages don't show that.
Sheppy with 2 3-point goals tonight. Peck goes to the baseline and draws the offensive foul. And for Trezell Silvers, that's his 3rd personal.
Good hustle by Michael Peck on the baseline. You see Trezell Silvers going baseline. Michael Peck cutting it off, offensive foul, and that is number 3.
So here's another situation where the Herd has the ball and they trail by only 4. 14:20 to go, second half.
And that's where they have to recognize what the score is, be patient. They're going to get a good shot if they just take their time.
Sean Moore for 3. No good. Peck over the top, called for the offensive foul. Tried to go up over Trezell Silvers, and he was whistled on the personal for Peck, his first foul.
You see the long shot by Sean Moore, who was wide open. Michael Peck just trying to be aggressive on the glass. You can't blame him for it.
Isn't it funny how this Marshall team seems to play to the level of their competition? The other night in Lexington, Virginia, they were defeated by VMI 82-78. In fact, the Herd trailed the lowly Keydets by as many as 16 points in the second half. But tonight, in Johnson City, against one of the most athletic teams in the league, Marshall's right there. They trail by only 4 with 14 to play.
You see a lot of that. You're absolutely right. A lot of times you'll either lower yourself or you'll pick yourself up depending upon the competition.
Powell picks up the dribble, gives it to Patterson, and Tony Patterson in the paint, able to put it up and in. And Patterson, boy, he's making the most of his opportunities to shoot the basketball. He's 6 of 6 from the field tonight with a dozen points, and Marshall turns it over.
Yeah, Tony Patterson just got an easy look in the lane, no one in his face, a simple 10-footer. And then Marshall turns around and commits number 14 as far as turnovers.
Turnover for East Tennessee State. Tink Brown on the move. The three-pointer on the way, in and out, tough luck shot. Patterson, the strong rebound, and a good outlet pass to Johnson, who wants to push it.
Well, that's his style. He likes to push it up the floor.
Corey Johnson has 8.
Tink Brown and him are going at it right now, kind of pushing each other.
Marshall got to within 4 points. Now the Buccaneers lead it by 8. Sheppy gets a good look at a 3. One iron, no good. Curtis Raymond, the rebound. Can't get it to stick in there.
I think Curtis went up that time looking to pass it.
Patterson. With the pump fake, got Peck in the air. He'll go to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, the long pass to Tony Patterson. Like we said, he can run the floor. Going to go up strong, and Michael Peck just didn't want him to finish, so he's going to commit the hard foul. Anytime in that situation, you definitely don't want him to get the ball up and possibility of a three-point play, so a good foul by Michael.
Patterson, just a 44% free throw shooter, hits the first of 2 on his first try from the line tonight.
That's a really surprising statistic because he really has got a nice shot to only be shooting 43% from the free throw line.
East Tennessee State now with a 9-point lead, 65-56, 13 minutes to go. Sean Moore nearly had it stripped by Johnson, keeps control, and taps in his own missed shot. Sean Moore with a bucket. He's got 19.
Well, the crowd wanted an offensive foul that time, and Sean wouldn't be denied, just kept going after it.
Johnson tries the cross-court pass, picked off by Sheppy. Sheppy picks up the dribble to Tink Brown, and Marshall will set their offense. But Raymond alone takes it to the goal, takes it right to Patterson, no good. Peck can't get it to go, tipped again. Marshall trying to control the boards. Peck had it, ball on the turf. Patterson's down there, so's Moore. And the possession arrow will go East Tennessee State's way. Frustration for the Herd. They got 4 opportunities at the bucket, couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, no one seemed to get a handle on the ball, but it's nice to see him being real aggressive on the offensive glass. You see Curtis Raymond taking it to the basket, couldn't get it to go. Michael Peck, offensive rebound, a couple of taps Then the jump ball, just couldn't get it to go.
Of course, I said that the ball was on the turf. It's not on the turf. It was on the hardwood, although they do play football in this building. 66-58, 12 minutes to go. Patterson finally missed a shot. Sean Moore is going to be called for the offensive foul, and that's a big one because that's 4 personals on Sean Moore.
Yeah, well, Dwight Freeman really has a tough decision right now. 11:56 left in the game. The long tap.
We've got a timeout on the court. 11:56 to go in the game. East Tennessee State 65, Marshall 58. And Bruce, who's a man who can tear up a fish fry, explained to me this out-of-bounds lob to Troy Gray.
Well, the Buccaneers don't recognize Troy right in the middle, and Doug just alley-oop right to him. One-hand slam. That's a nice play.
Troy Gray with 22 points tonight to lead all scorers. 65-58. Doggett being dogged by Sheppy.
It's interesting here the last few minutes. It seems every time the Buccaneers are getting ready to extend a 10-point lead or so, they let Marshall right back in it, and then Marshall dwindles it down, and they return the favor.
Johnson for 3. What a great release he has. Just a freshman, Corey Johnson. Johnson now with 11. The big slam at the other end by Curtis Raymond. 68-60.
Yeah, talking about Corey Johnson, he doesn't show himself to really be a freshman out there. Has the poise and, of course, talent way beyond his years.
Sheppy, baseline pass to Raymond. Sean Moore with a 3. Can't get it to go. Sheppy nearly stole that offensive board, but Phil Powell controls it.
Yeah, those are the shots you really have to knock down. There wasn't anyone within 10 feet of Sean Moore, and just couldn't get it to fall.
You can just see Corey Johnson with more and more confidence. Let's go with another 3. Too strong this time. Patterson, the offensive board, missed the easy shot. Powell's there. And Marshall gets the ball. Fans don't like it. They wanted a foul on Michael Peck on the rejection of Phil Powell.
Well, you mentioned earlier, Dave, turf being underneath this floor and getting a little bit rough here. Missed the easy bucket.
Back to live action. Johnson steals the pass. Another 3 on the way. No good. Powell the board. He's having a career night on the offensive glass. We've got him for 10 offensive rebounds tonight.
Incredible statistic. He just around the ball at all times.
Johnson, his 3 partially blocked by Curtis Raymond. And Powell, who else? The offensive board for the bucket.
You know, some players just have a knack of being around the ball. And he's just, every offensive rebound, he's just going after it.
From Raleigh, North Carolina, the sophomore, Phil Powell. Patterson will take a seat. As will Robert Doggett. East Tennessee State leads by 10 again, 70-60.
Yeah, with Sean Moore out of the lineup right now, Marshall must show some patience here and try and get him shot within their offense.
Tank Brown into the paint. The follow-away goes. Brown now with 11, but his first bucket in a long, long time.
Marshall still in their matchup, trying to extend it out a little bit.
And Tank Brown is whistled on the personal. That's his 2nd foul. And Marshall now with 17 fouls, and that will put Johnson on the line. Alan LaForce and his coaching staff, if they have any criticism of Corey Johnson, it's his ability to handle the basketball, because he wasn't a point guard in high school. He was a point machine.
Yeah, strictly a scorer, as we mentioned, over 40 points a game. I think in his career, over 2,300 points. And likes to put it up, definitely.
Johnson hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Hard to to believe the way he strokes those threes, just a 55% free throw shooter. Looks good there, makes a pair. He's got 13. It's a 10-point lead. And the pressure from Johnson caused Tink Brown to let the basketball go off his leg. It's another Marshall turnover.
Well, one thing you like to see in your point guard, not only the points, but the tough defense, as you saw right there. Good pressure on Tink Brown, causing, I believe, number 15 on the night.
Shaheed Perkins running the point now for East Tennessee State. Powell to Johnson. And this is the second team unit that Allen LaForce is using. His first teamers all on the bench. Baseline shot, no good. Darrell Jones has his shot blocked by Peck. And Johnson, little Harlem Globetrotter action, had it stepped on the line. And the Herd gets it back.
But once again, you saw the offensive rebound. 3 Buccaneers around the glass. No green jerseys underneath. And that's got to concern Dwight Freeman right now.
Long pass to Brown. Missed it. Curtis Raymond hustling, could not get it to go. Here comes Corey Johnson, 3-on-2. Perkins, no good. Offensive rebound put back up and in by Junior Floyd.
Well, I believe this evening the Buccaneers are going to break a record for offensive rebounds.
Dwight Freeman's Thundering Herd seeing the game get away from them just a little bit. Peck, Sheppy, the runner goes. Doug Sheppy gets it to go. And that breaks the string of East Tennessee State buckets. 10-point game, 74-64.
Well, as we mentioned, once the Buccaneers get up 10.
And Phil Powell will go to the free throw line. Nice look inside by Junior Floyd.
Oh, it really was. It caught the ball well in the lane, turned and squared up to the basket. Spotted Powell on the baseline, went up strong. Going to be shooting 2.
And Sean Moore has returned to the game. 4 fouls on Sean Moore. He's in there replacing Michael Peck.
Yeah, I don't think Dwight could let him sit any longer. 8 minutes left. You really have to bring him in at this point. 11-point lead.
Big night for Phil Powell. Averaging just 4 points a game, already with a double-double. Corey Johnson is tripped up by Troy Gray, and so Johnson will go to the free throw line. East Tennessee State with an 11-point lead. And as you can see, Tony Patterson, who is returning to the lineup for East Tennessee State, bothered by that right ankle he twisted earlier here in the second half.
Yeah, I think they retaped it on the sideline, and he wants to give it another try, maybe get up and down the floor a few times, and occasionally the ankle have a tendency to loosen up on you a little bit.
No problem for Johnson. He's just really in the zone tonight.
Yeah, that's a layup for him right now. You can tell he's just playing with a lot of confidence at this point.
He's got 15 points to lead East Tennessee State. Troy Gray, tough shot. It's an air ball. Great defense, Darrell Jones. Sheppy to Moore. Good body control. Missed the shot. Floyd the rebound for East Tennessee State.
Yeah, really had to misdirect his shot there because of Patterson and just couldn't finish it.
Johnson for 3. Couldn't get it to go. Floyd out to Johnson again. He's not shy. He's going to shoot at every chance he gets.
You think he has the green light?
Absolutely. Marshall gets the ball on the held ball possession. East Tennessee State with a 13-point lead, 7:20 to go from the Mini Dome in Johnson City. Buccaneers 77, Thundering Herd 64. 6207 your official attendance tonight at the Mini Dome in Johnson City, Tennessee. And they're having a good time as they watch their Buccaneers opening up a 13-point lead on the Thundering Herd of Marshall, 77-64 with 7:20 to go in the second half. Marshall pulled to within 4 on 2 separate occasions here in the second half, but Sean Moore playing with 4 personal fouls. He had to sit on the bench for a stretch, and that really hurt the Herd's attempt to rush back into the lead. Patterson knocks the basketball away, and all night long, full court pressure D for East Tennessee State. And you can see the shooting percentages virtually even all throughout the game.
Yeah, when Sean Moore went out of the game, really Marshall struggles to find their offense and someone to put it in.
Troy Gray, spinning, shooting, counted. He'll go to the line. Troy Gray now with 24 points to lead all scorers.
Like I said, he likes that baseline. He can operate down low. Nice pass from Tink. Squares himself up and goes up strong. He'll be shooting 1 to finish the 3-point play.
Gray's got 25, and that matches his career high. 77-67. Still time for the Herd, but they need a defensive stop. Darrell Jones can't get it to go. Floyd misses. And the Herd will have it. East Tennessee State all over the glass.
They really attack it. They have all their players just banging the glass, and with the ability they have to jump and go up and get it.
Brailsford will take a seat. Michael Peck returns for the Herd. And for the first time tonight, East Tennessee State retreats. And a big sigh of relief from Tink Brown. He's had to fight that full court pressure D all night long.
Yeah, I don't know if he remembers what it feels like to dribble it up like that.
East Tennessee State now in a 2-3 zone. Moore with some room to operate. The floater off the baseline goes. Moore's got 21. It's an 8-point game. Marshall won't go away. 77-69. 6.5 to play.
I don't think you'll see them retreat again like that. Coach LaForest shook his head. Probably come back with the pressure next trip.
Shaheed Perkins to Johnson. Freshman's been red hot, but he throws it away here. Marshall's got the ball and a chance to cut it to 6.
Good decision by Sean Moore that time, recognizing when to run and when to really set up in your offense.
Gray off the baseline. He's got 27, 77, 71. Herd to within 6. And Alan LaForce calls a timeout. So Marshall with some momentum. Lots of high fives as the Herd head to the huddle. We'll go down the stretch in just a moment from Johnson City. Under 6 to play in Johnson City. East Tennessee State leads by 6. Troy Gray with 19 points in the second half. And here's a look at his latest hoop.
Well, I told you he likes to operate on the baseline. He's really feeling it tonight. Just a lot of confidence in that short jump shot. And also posting up strong and playing tough on the glass. Really a great all-around performance tonight by Troy.
6'6" junior forward from Franklin, Louisiana. 27 points tonight.
And you see another example right there. Troy just knocking it out of bounds. Great hustle.
5:46 to go. Marshall's Sean Moore, the only player in foul trouble. He's got 4. And we've got a foul away from the basketball. I think it's going to be whistled on Michael Peck. And Marshall now has committed 10 fouls. That will put East Tennessee State in the double bonus throughout the rest of the game. The Buccaneers have committed only 3 team fouls in the second half.
That's a real tough call for Marshall right there. A little bit of hand checking on the free throw line. Michael Peck trying to cover Trezell. I think Ed Howe just trying to send a message to both of them to cut it out, but Marshall will get penalized here.
It's the first of 2, 78-71. Marshall trailed by as many as 13 points in this game. That was in the first half. East Tennessee State has led by a dozen on 2 separate occasions here in the second half. 1 of 2 for Silvers, and Gray's got the rebound.
Well, Buccaneers are going back to their man-to-man pressure.
One thing Marshall's been able to do during this run down the stretch in the second half, they've taken the crowd completely out of the game. Moore, the runner, the ball seemed to slip a bit off his right hand as he went to the glass. No good. And East Tennessee State's got it right back. Robert Doggett, the runner, high-arcing shot, no good. Ball's loose. Sheppy's got it for the Herd. Taken away by Doggett. Silver's out of control. And Marshall really bails him out. And Peck and Silvers have some words. And now Patterson wants to get a piece of Peck.
Yeah, Michael Peck a little bit frustrated.
And Dwight Freeman goes immediately to the bench for Curtis Raymond. He's going to get Michael Peck out of the game. That was a big break, actually, for East Tennessee State. Silvers was out of control. And Peck is whistled for the personal. His 4th.
Yeah, here's the last trip down the floor. Sean Moore going up. Just really couldn't finish it. Got a little nudge underneath. No call.
And Silvers misses the first of 2.
As we mentioned earlier, only 55% from the line, so Dwight probably doesn't mind to see him here.
Silvers 1 of 2, 78-71. 5 minutes to go in the game. Double team by Brown, gets it to Gray, and he will take it across the timeline. Man-to-man this trip down. Brown picks up the dribble. Sheppy with some room. Got it to go. A 3-point shot. It's a 5-point game, 79-74. 4.5 to go. Silvers called for the offensive foul. Sheppy got right up in his face, and Silvers pushed him away with the elbow, and he was whistled for it. He's got 4 personals.
Well, the first time down the floor, Doug Sheppy got run over by Phil Powell, then turned around and covered Trezell, and Trezell gave him an elbow right in the chest. As you see here, the pass, little elbow to push off, got the offensive call. Right now, the officials are looking at Doug Sheppy. I believe he's got some blood on back of his shoulder, and it's a new rule. He's going to have to leave the game, get the blood stopped before he re-enters.
Well, Sheppy has not left the game.
Looks like they're trying to get a bandage on it.
And Michael Peck will have to return to the lineup until Sheppy can get the blood off of the elbow. You know, maybe Sheppy started to bleed a bit when he hit the ground after that strong elbow by Trezell Silvers. I think that's the case. So Peck returns to a chorus of boos from the fans here in Johnson City. 4.5 to go. 79-74. Marshall down by just 5. Pass knocked away. East Tennessee State comes up with a big turnover.
Really was. He had Troy Gray spotted on the block, but just couldn't get him the ball.
Strong move to the bucket by Herman, no good. Silvers has the ball stripped inside, and East Tennessee State will keep it.
Phil Powell there again. He's relentless tonight on the offensive glass. This will not be denied and going to get the ball.
Sheppy returns and Peck will exit. Sean Moore had to let Jeff Herman just drive around him moments ago because he's got 4 personal fouls. Inside the bucket by Silvers. That's a big hoop. 81-74. Under 4 to play.
Big time heads-up move right there. Just threw it off the back. Went and retrieved it and put it in. Easy basket.
Huge sequence for the Herd. They had the ball moments ago down 5. They could have cut it to 3. Instead, East Tennessee State gets the lead back up to 7. Up offensive foul on Sheppy. And the goal will not count.
Sheppy taking it hard to the basket. Trezell just steps in. Sheppy runs right over him. Offensive foul. Of course, the basket will not count.
Dwight Freeman wants the basket, but he will not get it.
Yeah, I think Dwight's pleading for a push after he released it. But anytime you call an offensive foul, the basket's not going to count.
Herman got it. That's a three-pointer. And East Tennessee State leads by 10, and we've got a foul inside on Michael Peck, and that will be his fifth.
Well, that hurts right there because you got a three-point basket. Not only does he foul out of the game, but now we have 2 foul shots.
And Michael Peck losing a bit of his composure. Let's see if we can pick it up inside.
Well, tough to see from that angle. Looks like Michael's trying to box out. Tony Patterson trying to climb over top. A lot of the crowd on their feet, and I imagine he's going to get some boos right here.
And Marshall, Coach Dwight Freeman, wants a timeout. East Tennessee State dodges another bullet. They've expanded their lead to 10 with 3.5 to play. 84-74, 3.5 minutes to go in the game, and now we are beginning to get some foul trouble in the game for both teams. First for Marshall. Marshall has Sean Moore with 4, Gray, Harden, and Raymond with 3 apiece, and of course Michael Peck has already fouled out. Trezell Silvers has 4 personal fouls, and Darrell Jones with 3 for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, you notice there for both teams, the top scorer and really the leader, both offensively and defensively, for both of those teams have 4 fouls.
Tony Patterson goes to the free throw line for 2. Other Southern Conference action with less than 3 minutes to go in Charlotte tonight. Davidson leads UTC by a single point, and if the Mocs don't come back and win that game, they'll have 3 league losses, so that could be big for East Tennessee State. Both of those teams with only 2 losses in the league. App State at 7-2. East Tennessee State, if they hold on and win this game, they would be 6-2 in the league.
And Tony Patterson just capped off a 5-point play for them that really hurts Marshall.
Troy Gray gets it to go. What a big night. He's got 29 points. It's a 10-point game with only 3 minutes remain in the contest.
Well, nice to recognize where Troy Gray can operate, and that's down on the block.
Gray doing it all, causes the steal. And we've got a foul on Trezell Silvers, and he's out of the game. That's his 5th personal foul.
Just tremendous hustle by Troy Gray, doing it all over the floor tonight.
But you know, we showed the players who are in foul trouble for this game as Silvers fouls out. East Tennessee State only with 5 team fouls.
You see Troy Gray just letting it all hang out right here, gets a hand on it. Doug Sheppy, and Trezell steps in with the body block. That's number 5, and Marshall is not in the bonus yet.
2:54 to go in the game. Trezell Silvers fouls out with 14 points. He came into action averaging just over 16 a game. And what a race it is here in the Southern Conference. UTC, App State, East Tennessee State, Davidson. Right behind those teams, bunched up, Marshall, the Citadel, Georgia Southern. 86-76, 10-point lead, 2:45 to go. Sean Moore tried to force the pass inside to Sheppy, and Sheppy made the steal and got it back.
Great hustle by Doug to recover that ball.
Down 10, Marshall needs to start thinking about some threes. Man-to-man for East Tennessee State, 8 on the shot clock. It's a clear out for Tink Brown. Shot is blocked by Herman, but gets the rebound back up and in. 8-point game, 2:15 to go.
Good heads-up play by Tink. Got it blocked, quick enough to recover and put it back in.
Brown's got 13. Patterson off the baseline. Tipped up, Powell puts it back up and in. Give Phil Powell 2 more offensive rebounds.
As I said earlier, it's just desire wanting to go get it.
Sean Moore. Had his shot blocked. Great defense by Junior Floyd.
Yeah, that's 2 blocks in a row on the other end by the Buccaneers, and really a forced shot by Sean Moore. Really didn't need that at this point.
And now Bruce Morris, they want to take some air out of the ball if they can, but Sheppy comes up with a steal, takes it to the goal, can't get it. St. Brown the rebound. Sheppy fires up a 3 from the corner, no good. And Marshall will lose the possession of the ball to East Tennessee State.
I think Doug Sheppy just ran out of gas there. He's been hustling, diving on the floor, got the turnover, couldn't convert on the layup. Tink got the wrong rebound and just didn't have enough in his legs to put it up for 3.
And now Sheppy commits the foul. And Doggett will head to the free throw line. And talk about Doug Sheppy running out of gas. Marshall tonight only 8 available players. They've all got to be dragging.
Yeah, it's really difficult situation for Dwight Freeman with Malik Hightower, of course, being out. Really puts a strain on some of the players, and Doug Sheppy's really bending over wishing he could get some more air.
Doggett tonight with 6 points. This is the first of 2. East Tennessee State has a 10-point lead with 1:20 to go.
Yeah, as a team, East Tennessee's only shooting 58% from the line. So if it's one area that they're weak, and it's there.
Powell, can you believe it? Phil Powell with another offensive board, and he got it back up and in.
I believe that's got to be close to 15. 15 offensive rebounds for Phil.
Foul inside. Junior Floyd whistled for the personal. Marshall will keep possession. And finally, Marshall has reached the 1-and-1 with 1:09 to go in the game. 7th team foul on the Bucks. 90-78, Bucks by a dozen. They led it by 6 at the break.
I'm sure Dwight Freeman is letting the officials know of that fact.
Sean Moore can't get it to go. Moore with 21 points tonight, but he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. And Phil Powell now with 18. A 14-point lead for the Bucks, their largest of the night. Doug Sheppy answers at the other end.
What a night for Phil Powell, just doing it all over the floor. Offensively and defensively.
And obviously the game plan now for Dwight Freeman and the Thundering Herd, try to make East Tennessee State earn it at the free throw line. Tank Brown with the foul, his 2nd of the game. And Robert Doggett is back at the free throw line. This is the first of 2. I'm looking underneath the East Tennessee State basket, and I'm seeing Mike Cavan, the football coach of the Buccaneers, taking a look around at this big crowd. He'd love to see a crowd like this get in here for football.
Nice turnout tonight. Of course, they like to always come out for Marshall.
50 seconds to go. Sheppy for 3. Got it. Doug Sheppy with 16 points tonight. And another quick foul. We'll go back to the other end. 10-point game again. 93-83. And while we've got a moment, let's go ahead and take a look at our Bank One Ashland Oil Player of the Game. It's Troy Gray for the Marshall Thundering Herd. Gray's still in action, but right as of the moment, he's got 29 points, a career high for Gray, the junior college transfer from Franklin, Louisiana.
Just a great effort by him. As you see there, nice spot up, post up, and he's been doing that all night long.
A $100 donation to the Morrow Library on the campus of Marshall University, heading that way in the name of Troy Gray, our Ashland Oil Bank One Player of the Game. Well, Phil Powell is now the leading scorer for East Tennessee State. Missed the second of 2 free throws. He's got 19. 40 seconds to go. 94-83. Sheppy, tough shot. Couldn't get the 3 to go. Doggett saves it. Brown retrieves it. Sheppy, another 3. And Doggett is fouled. And I believe Sean Moore is just fouled out of the game. So this is turning out to be a rather nightmarish road trip for the Marshall Thundering Herd. A make-or-break 3-game league road trip. Marshall lost to last place VMI on Thursday night. And they had their opportunities here tonight against East Tennessee, but it looks like this is going to be another L. And so they'll go into App State Monday night really limping. Yeah, they really did have some opportunities here. Coming off that loss at VMI, you question the emotion they'd have here tonight, but they really did come out and play hard against East Tennessee, and it's going to be difficult. Appalachian State at 7-2 in the conference, they'll be prepared for Marshall, and they certainly don't want to have a letdown with a chance to win the Southern Conference this year. Thomas Maxwell has checked into the game. Number 10 for the Thundering Herd, a walk-on from Decatur, Georgia, member of the Marshall football team, just added to the squad a few games ago. 13-point lead. Sean Moore, big-time slam. Wow, Sean Moore now with 23. Doggett, the feed to Patterson. Can't get it to go, but Phil Powell powers it home. Powell with 21, that's a career high. Look out, here comes Junior Floyd. And they are rocking the mini-dome as East Tennessee State reaches the century mark. Johnson with a 3 at the buzzer. So the Buccaneers finish tonight's game with a flourish. Winning over the Marshall Thundering Herd, 103-85. And that's going to do it from the Memorial Center in Johnson City, Tennessee. For Bruce Morris, Dave Weekly reporting. So long from the Mini-Dome where the Buccaneers win it 103-85.